wanna sit in and get with you, baby, tonight. I don't wanna love, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna have to tell you all the things I know. I don't wanna stay, but I don't wanna go. I don't wanna be the lover in your arms. I don't wanna be the one to keep you from home. I don't wanna be the crooked person in your heart. I don't wanna start, but I don't wanna start. Part-time love, how we suffer now. And I don't wanna waste no more of your precious time. I don't wanna say that everything will be fine. I don't wanna feel your tears on my skin. I'm a coward, baby, don't let me in. Part-time lover, how we suffer now. So I don't wanna sit in and get with you, baby, tonight. I don't wanna love, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna have to tell you all the things I know. I don't wanna stay, but I don't wanna go. shopping for me. We're weary now, no more will we. I'm going land to see my father. I'm going land, no more to roam. I'm just going overjoyed. I'm just going
Okay, hello. This is Thumbs United. We are doing our Friday creative stream. A little later than usual, but we're going to go into the night. So I want to stream till minimum of 12 a.m. What is the word? Eastern time. So it's about 10 o'clock now. And I'm going to stream for 2 hours. So let me just, I'm going to get the links to put them in. I'm a little bit disorganized. Okay. Usually have everything like ready to go. But, so here we go. We, last Wednesday, we selected all the Canon photos, which are 35mm DSLR photos, and we selected the VR photos that were shot with the GoPro. And now we're gonna select the GVC photos, but these ones are 3D, and so we're gonna get into that. There's about, I think it says 2,400. It's like 2,385 photos we're going to go through. And then the 3D, I do release some 3D content on Photations. But those are kind of like more wide angle. These are more with longer lenses and everything. So these first set, I was experimenting with the camera settings, and it did not work out well. Right now it's all on auto and the images look okay, but in a moment, well, several moments, I'm gonna show what the non-auto looked like. And I was just in the passenger seat. My mom was driving, so I was just taking pictures out the window. And these ones, this is going to take a lot longer because we have to actually look at the photos. And it does this annoying thing of the camera has a burst mode, and so the button is like really finicky, and so like you hold it down for 2 seconds and it takes like 6 photos in a row, which isn't a problem. And that would be something that I liked, but taking 6 photos in a row takes like 25 to 30 seconds for it to save it to the card. So you're just sitting there waiting it, and it won't let you take a photo until it finishes saving all the photographs. So it has a buffer that can shoot 12 photos at a time, and it can do that in about 3 seconds. And but if you take like one photo, you have to wait till it finishes. So you can take 12 photos all in a row, but it's going to take like 40 seconds for the camera to save them all, and it won't let you do anything while it's saving. So that's kind of disappointing. And then the other thing I don't like is that you have to be either in photo mode or video mode, which is something I would have thought JVC would have fixed by now. But you can't take a photo in when it's in the video mode, and you can't take a you can't take a video when it's in photo mode. See, a lot of these are out of focus. And these photographs, they're only HD, which is unfortunate. I would have liked it if it was like 4 or 8 or 11 megapixels, but this camera doesn't do that. If you're shooting in 2D mode, it will shoot them at kind of double HD resolution. So it's not quite 4K, but it's like 2K. But that's just the photographs. And the video is just HD. And it's about, the HD video is around 25 megabits for each lens. So it's a 3D camera, so it has the left lens and the right lens, and it has, so it's essentially like having two cameras as one. And so it's like having two cameras as one. So the left sensor gets 25 megabits, and the right sensor gets 25 megabits. And so I love it for the video. And the photos are like, when the photos work, they work very well. But when they don't, they fail hard. So we're just gonna keep going through. This one section has about 500, and again, that's mainly due to the burst mode. And the burst mode is difficult to handle because it's like, oh, I only wanted to take 3 photos, but you took 11. Some of them are like 11 photos of nothing at a time. I love cleaner sweepers. And so, I was taking a photograph of them. I just think they're kind of funny. In 2016, I shot a lot of video with this camera, and so we'll be editing that live, but just not yet. That's going to be down the road. And these statues, they actually rotate around. So this is kind of getting more into manual mode. And the photos aren't as bad as I thought. They looked pretty bad on the monitor, and I was getting really frustrated taking these photos. But they look better than I thought. And it was a dark day. You can see there's tons of clouds, and it was showering off and on. And then I'm taking pictures through the window. Yeah, for whatever reason, while I was taking the pictures, I thought, oh man, this is really terrible, but they're not as bad as I thought. I mean, there are some okay ones, so that's good. Okay, moving to the next one. This is May 5th. And we're going from Long Island to Pennsylvania. So we're going out of the New York area. And then both the VR and these 3D photos, I don't edit them in Lightroom. I just select them and then I export them, and in the editor, and that's where I do the color changes and everything. For the DSLR, the Canon, I shoot in RAW, and so for that one I use Lightroom to edit the photographs. And it's simpler because they're not just photographs, but I don't have to worry about 3D or VR or anything like that. So once the 35mm ones are done, they're done and ready to go. It was just a nice sunny day while we were driving. A little bit of traffic. So we're about halfway done with this section. Here we are. I was going to say we're crossing the bridge, but I think this is still in New York. We're getting close to Jersey. New Jersey. Oh, this was cool. The fog was so thick, it's just a wall. And there's the bridge we're going to go over. And this is a power plant, kind of right off the freeway. And that's it for that section. Now for these ones, this is in Brooklyn, and just gonna select the best ones, just like before. And then again, this is a overcast day, and I was kind of experimenting with this camera, so I put it in the artificial intelligence mode, which is okay. kind of the bad thing about the full manual mode on this camera is that there's always something you can't set to manual. So you can do like shutter speed, and you can do aperture, but if you do that, then you can't tell it, oh, I want you to underexpose it a little bit, so you don't, and I would do that, so that would be like a way to manage the ISO settings with the gain. And so the higher the gain, or the higher the ISO, the more noisy the image is, the more kind of color specks there are, so it's not as smooth, and it looks, lower quality. And that's kind of why I wanted to take control of the shutter speed, the aperture, and the ISO, because sometimes I just want to take like a darker photo, and so the camera will always try to overcompensate and be like, oh, it's so dark, I want to brighten it up. And so the higher the ISO, and what it does is it makes the sensor more sensitive to light, so you can see more things in the dark and everything. But like I said, the trade-off is that the image is noisier, it looks grainier, it looks lower quality, and you kind of lose a lot of textures and resolution. It just looks like if you're taking a 30 megapixel photo, it looks like 10 if you're shooting at an ISO of 3200, or God forbid 6400 or 128. Not that some of the cameras do now. I like this photo of kind of the fog / rain coming in. And in school, I finally finished. We're moving on to the next section. And again, this is in Brooklyn, but this time it's a sunny day. But with school, I finally finished program 5. So I'm officially over halfway done, which is good because I have 12 days till the end of class. So it took me about 12 days to finish over half of it. So I'm not worried about time-wise. Again, what was just so difficult was this section was so long. There was a lot of dealing with databases and everything. And so, writing the actual homework problem, that only took like 2 hours to do. It was, I don't know, kind of forcing myself to do the in-class work. It's an online class, and so he has all these videos that you watch, and he teaches how to write the program. So I sit there, and as he's showing how to program everything, I'm programming the same thing along with him, making sure I understand how it works. And so then when it comes to the homework, it's like you have to do everything. You don't have to do it exactly the same, but it's like everything he showed you in class, that's what you have to do in the homework. So then like once you do the in-class work, it's really easy to just go, and then, I mean, I'm starting over from scratch, but the logic's all the same, and the class calls and everything's the same. So it just goes by so much faster, and there's less stress. You don't have to, you're not looking for logic bombs. You're not, Googling, how do I, call a class here or do an instance of that and blah, blah, blah. It's just a lot smoother. So I really do appreciate that. But still, it was, there's usually like 1 or 2 videos you have to watch, and they're like 40 minutes each. But for this chapter, there was 6 videos, and the first 2 were 40 minutes, and then the last 4 were 20 minutes each. So that took me the whole week just going through it, and I could have finished Thursday, but I had a doctor's appointment, so I was like, I'm not even gonna try, because the appointment was like an all-day event. So I'm really relieved. And then I have to start uploading all the homework. It's all due on the same day, but I'm going to give my teacher a break and give it ahead of time. And then I have to start taking tests, which I'm not worried about. And I'm taking pictures of rooftops. And these ones, we're in Manhattan now. We're no longer in Brooklyn. And we finished. Should have said that sooner. And that's my dog. And I think this is in Pennsylvania. Yeah, this is a pit stop in Pennsylvania, and there were no photos there. No good ones. So this was in October of 2017, and again, going through the city in New York. And these ones look even better. There's that same McDonald's. So we have one more section after this, and it's going to be a shorter one. I'm about halfway through this section. This was kind of a longer drive. I believe we're in Brooklyn, but we're going to start going into Manhattan and everything. Oh no, this is Manhattan. This isn't Brooklyn. Okay, so then this last one, just a short walk to a park and Long Island. It's always funny shooting with this camera because just looking at the viewfinder and everything when you're out in the world and taking pictures, it never quite looks good, but then in terms of quality and everything, that's just because of the being out in the sun and the monitor and everything, the LCD screen. But you know, once you're looking at it in a controlled environment on the computer, they do look better. Yeah, I'm gonna unflag this one. I like this one better because I'm like crouching low to the ground, so you still get the background and everything. And then this thing is a lending library. So you take a book and then you leave a book. And this is a Wilson's Park. I just like these trees. And it's a fence. Okay. So I'm going to take a short break. And then I will be right back. Okay, so we're gonna get into more editing. So we're gonna go back to the Canon photos, and we're just gonna, get as far as we can. So then I select all the flagged, and then what I do, it's weird. I mean, like I could just leave it, as the selection is flagged, but my naming scheme isn't that great. Flagged photos. And just say it's the good photos. So now we just work with this collection of photographs. So out of that, I think it's 77. I need new glasses, but out of the 77 glasses, out of the 77 photos, 46 are passable. So now we're going to go over to develop them, which is just we're going to edit the curves, which means we're going to edit, how bright the bright things are and how dark the dark is. I usually don't do. The problem is I'm shooting to the window. And I always go to linear. So these are the curves. So here we go. I usually do 2, sometimes 3 points. I already messed it up. There we go. That looks much better. And then I go up here and play with the darks and the fill light. I woke up pretty early. Woke up at I think it must have been 6 because I was surprised the sun was up, but then I still had time to go back to sleep. So I finally got up at 9 and I went to work. Editing more photos and then by 11 I was ready to go work outside. And it didn't really work out. I mean, it worked out fine, but I was delayed. I'm kind of changing my style. Normally I'd edit a photo and have it kind of like that and do it this way. Like really deep darks and everything. But now I'm experimenting with, it's technically lower contrast, but a wider range. Do, 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 do. There we go. And so this is like tone mapping. And it's a way to get kind of more range from a photograph without having to do an HDR photo. And what an HDR photo is, you take like 3 or 4 photos on a tripod of the exact same thing, but you take it with different exposures. So you take it with a dark exposure, a light, medium exposure, and a bright exposure. And then in Photoshop you take all 3 images and you have it combine them into one. So then like the really dark things are there's well definition for it, and then for the really bright things they're also exposed well. So they're very surreal, and that's like beyond what the human eye's range can see normally. So they're super vibrant and super surreal photographs. This does gets a little bit repetitive. And then last night, still trying to figure out how to fix that weed whacker. It's like really annoying me. What I did this time was I went to the old weed whacker, which is really cheap, stupid one. And I was just thinking, you know what, I hope this one works. Because we have 2. We have a newer one that's supposedly fancier. And we got the old one. And so I pull start the old one, starts instantly. And I'm like, what? So then I empty out the gas can and put in new gas because the gas was over a year old, which is not something you want in your... you don't want to run gas that's too old, especially if it has ethanol in it, which it does. It would be ideal to have no ethanol in it, but most of the gas stations put 10% or less in. But anyway, so fixing it, trying to fix it. Once I finished using the old weed whacker, I took the newer one and I took the gas out of that, and then I put it kind of a safe place in the backyard where I knew there was going to be like lots of sun. I did that last night, and so it was just, there's no gas, nothing. I left the gas cap open, so I'm just hoping that, you know, whatever gas is in there just evaporates. And so then today I got really hot, so I was like, thank goodness. So I'm going to test it out tomorrow, and hopefully it works. I still have a ton of stuff to do that's not weed whacking, but I would like to get it to the point where it is working again. I told my mom, I was like, of course it breaks the second I give it, you know, new oil and everything. Couldn't have like died before that. Then it would have saved me oil and I could have used it on something else. So I think I'm getting pretty tired. So after this, after this section, I'll be finishing up this stream. This one's like majorly out of focus. That's okay. We'll keep it in just in case. So we're about halfway done. And I'll be doing a creative stream on Saturday, tomorrow, for sure. I got a lot of work to do with this project. And unfortunately, I've been working a lot today on the Italy photos of medium format film, which is why I've been streaming for most of last week and the week before that. And so I might finish that project offline. There's only 5 or 6 more photographs to edit, and I just have been doing them, offline. I either do them really early in the morning or like really late at night. Not really good streaming times. And then I'll like start a photo and I'll leave, and then an hour later I come back. So the Italy medium formats will probably be done offline, and I'll share the links to once they're uploaded. That was a funny photo. I liked it better with the miscoloring. Oh, and then I'll give you guys the link to more of these photographs. So you can find extra photographs here, and they're all by me. So we're getting closer to the end. And then These photos, this is all in Manhattan. And it's funny, we were driving through and the navigation, there's this tunnel you go through, and there's 2 lanes in the tunnel. They're both going the same direction. But once you get out of the tunnel, it separates. And so back in the day, you used to be able to switch lanes to go to like either the right side of the street or the left side. But recently they blocked it all off. So once you're in the left lane, you can only go left. You can't get to the right lane after the tunnel. And so we were in the wrong lane in the tunnel. So we're supposed to go past the city, but we ended up in the city. And then at every point the navigation was like, okay, turn here. There would be a police person just, telling us that traffic can't go through that street. And so we had to keep rerouting just because of the policeman. And so that was a pain in the butt. So we were in the city for like an extra 2 hours because of a wrong turn. But luckily I got these shots while I was waiting to escape. Okay, we're coming to the end. I stream video games Thursday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and then I do a creative stream Wednesdays and Fridays. And the creative streams are photography or video editing and things like that, and sometimes animation. And then occasionally I would stream on the weekends. I am streaming Saturday, and we'll see about Sunday. I'll probably stream Sunday, and it will be creative again. And then after this, I'll probably start a rerun of the produced content. So that's just like final projects that have been edited and everything. And yeah, kind of as a good night. So thanks. Well, I got one more photograph to edit. This guy and his van. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. This has been Thumbs United, streaming photography for Flotations. And bye-bye. Probably see you guys tomorrow.